Yeah. Not happy to stay. Thank you.
Okay, so where are we with our project? I hope our project is going on. The release 4, project 4 has been released too. I've opened week 11 and week 12. You go to your course shell, this is section 003, right? 4. If you go to week 11 and week 12, week 11 you can see the release for section 00. So we go to your week 11. So we go to week 11. Where you have the team project component, you have project part 4. Project part 4 final release. Project part 4 final release. Right. Okay. So we're just going to, the project part 4 final release is open. It talks about deployment. I will just go through this, then we'll take the deployment. Last time we started with Azure, but I used Azure, I used AWS, I was still having errors. Right, so we are going to use GCP, the Google Cloud Platform, and also along the line, I discovered another one that says render.com. So, we'll also talk about AWS. I will show you how to upload in AWS, but most of the applications, at least one of them that I uploaded failed, that I tried to deploy failed. So, but we'll still talk about the process. GCP, render, go to render.com. Then we also look at maybe AWS, Azure. So, but then I would like to have maybe 10 to 15 minutes before the end of the class, so that we can address issue of incomplete grade, or those that have submitted and have not graded. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes, 20 minutes. So when it's 20 minutes, please remind me so that before the end of the class, wherever we are, so that I can look at the submission, those that have submitted alongside people with test, assignment 1 and assignment 2, so that we can address it. So if you look at the release part 4, project part 4 is open. Right, it's open. Project part 4 final release is open. So you are just meant to deploy both your front end and the back end. The front end and the back end. Right, separately. We are going to do it together now, but you can do it separately. So that is what it's all about. Make sure you are connected to your MongoDB, right? It says your site, okay, let me start from the beginning. Your site must be functionally complete and easy to navigate through. The first release, your site backend should be deployed to a new web app container on the cloud provider. Heroku 2, Heroku is still working, but you need to sign up again and put in your credit card. You have, I think, 1 year free subscription, 1 year free, but you need to put in your credit card details. So after 1 year, they will start billing you. So you have to be smart enough to deactivate the account. So Heroku is still okay, but you need to sign up and put your credit card details for 1 year. So if your team still decide to use Heroku, fine. So maybe someone might have to put in their credit card details, but remember to remove it, right? So Heroku is still okay if you want to use Heroku. If you want to use Render, it's so simple, easy, and straightforward, right? GCP, Cloud, Google Cloud Platform too, it's okay, but you need to do some installation. You want to install the SDK and do some settings, right? So it's okay as well. So out of those three, if you want to use anyone, it's okay. Heroku, if you still want to use Heroku, Heroku is okay. We all are familiar with Heroku, right? We are familiar with Heroku. We are going to take this, and we will take AWS if our application works. So the render.com is just like your Heroku, very straightforward. But you need to create, and you don't need your credit card for the render.com. You don't need to put in your credit card details. So you are meant to deploy both your front end and your back end on a separate web app, right? And your site NoSQL serverless database should be deployed. Please don't use your local database. We have moved to the cloud, Atlas, MongoDB. So make sure it is working. Then your external design document, the final draft, the logo, and every other thing. So you add this. Then a link to your GitHub repository where you have your project, and you must keep track of your project by using the Agile project management. Remember, if you are using Jira or whatever you are using to track your project, just give a snapshot of it on the backlog, right? This release does not require a demo. Does not require a demo video as we create a comprehensive video in project. So you create a comprehensive video in the project, and there has to be like a presentation in class. So tell your group members they have to come for the presentation, right? For the presentation, right? So it is open already, and please work on it so you can do a comprehensive and submit. So let's go to. Remember, I said we are doing deployment for next week, which is week 12. We are doing it this week. Then next week we look at the Firebase. The Firebase, please go and watch the video. It's a whole lot, right? But I'll see what we can do about it. But it's a whole lot. You need a lot of information. So to do the deployment using the GCP, let's start with the GCP. Then we'll go to render.com. I hope we'll be successful. But let's quickly navigate through for the GCP. So for the GCP, which is Google Cloud Platform, three things we are going to do. We are going to download the G Cloud, the SDK. Then we will create a file called app.yaml. And after that, we will deploy it. We'll use the G Cloud app to deploy. So for those of us just coming in, I mentioned that Heroku is still functional, but you have to put in your credit card details. You can use it for 1 year free. Then you're smart enough to deactivate the account. We also use the Google Cloud Platform, GCP. So we started Azure, but Azure didn't work for me. So the Google Cloud Platform, then Render. Render is a nice one. Very simple and straightforward. So first of all, we focus on this. I hope time will permit us. Then I'll show you how to deploy in AWS. Though it did not work for me, my application failed, my deployment failed, but I'll just show us the procedure, the process. So, and I said the next 20 minutes to the end of the class, please call my attention to stuff so that I can address issues regarding grade and I'm not marking it on Google assignment. Right. So, for the GCP, for the Google Cloud Platform, right? Let me log out of my account so that I can You have created mine, but I will guide us through. So the first thing, the application that we want to deploy to the cloud, open it in VS Code, and I would like us to use this application. If you go to your course shell, I uploaded with 12. I uploaded a file called com229 that contains both the front end and the back end. Says com229 Angular introduction main that test. Remember when we started our Angular, we already have our back end for the bookstore. We created the bookstore, the front end to a point before we move to sports store. You have added some few things. So if you can unzip this, if it works for you. If it does not work for you, if you are unable to, please see whether you can unzip. If you can't unzip, then because the sports store, for the sports store, we use a fake server, JSON server, right? So let's see, is it unzipping for everyone? If it's not unzipping, if you can still locate your file for week, the one I said, crude operation, we have the front end and back end for that. Okay, so let's see whether you can unzip this. This will be a good one. Then, so as it's unzipping, as you are downloading and unzipping, maybe we should start the Google Cloud because we still need to do some few things. Is it open? So once you open it, you go to where you have your URI, your db.js. Remember, if you look at, I have removed my own URI, my connection string. So you need to add your connection string. So the one I have here is crashing, but I'll just use it to guide us through. I'll use it to guide us through. So if you go to your where you have your server, where you have your server, right? In the server, you have the config folder, and in that config folder, you have the app.js and your db.js, your connection. If you have finished unzipping that, I've removed my own connection string. I've removed my own connection string, so you have to put your own connection string there. I removed my own connection, though mine is still crashing. I don't know what happened, but you have to. Right. So another thing you take note of, after unzipping, you will notice that if you, after unzipping, open that folder before you upload it to VS Code. If you open the folder, you discover that you have another folder inside that folder. It is that folder inside the folder that you should upload to your VS Code. I'll just give some few seconds or minutes. Have you been able to unzip, to download? Yeah. Huh? Okay. Yours is very fast. I wanted to try and unzip before coming to the class. It was taking forever. I had to stop it, maybe because of my system memory. Okay, so let's look at it. I hope we are all able to unzip. I'll just give some few seconds. Once you unzip, download and unzip. Once you unzip, you will check that folder. There's another folder inside that folder. If you want to open it in your VS Code, open that folder inside the folder. Let me see if I can show you what we have here. If I say I have a bunch of not sports done now. So if you have a file like this, once you unzip, if you unzip that file, that folder, if you open it, you have a folder inside that folder. So this is the one you should upload, right? You open that folder and you upload the folder COM229 Angular introductions that's made inside your VS Code. So once you upload it inside your VS Code, you first of all need to check whether it's with your connection string, whether everything is working perfectly okay. Right. So you run your nodemon. You run your nodemon to be able to view that application in the browser window. So mine crashed, but let me try one more time. So let me try VS Code. Section 004, right? So once you open it, go and run your nodemon and to be sure the application is working, right? Because you can't deploy an application that is not working, that is not running on your local. So take your DB, the config folder, your db.js. Please go and change the URI to your own so that you can connect your database in the cloud. Right. So you go to your terminal and then run nodemon to be sure the application is still okay. Mine crashed. Let me see whether it will work in this class. So it's just working. Beautiful, right? So who else is there? I just want to be sure. Is it working? Launch it.
Yeah.
The browser is working. You are still loading. Okay, it's working. I just want to be sure it's working. So mine crashed. I don't know, maybe because mine was trying to connect to my database, but crashed. I think I have an issue with the database now, with the Mongo database. It crashed, but let's see whether it's working. But I'll guide us through. It should work for you, fine. But don't look at what is going on here in case it crashes. So I think my database, somebody else is messing with it. Right, so, but there's no problem. I have to create another one. Thank God we are getting to the end of the semester. So because in my GitHub, I gave access, I made some of it public. So I think from there, somebody is messing with my database. So it has crashed. So no worries, yours should work. I just want to make sure that yours is working. Is it working for you?
Still is
Okay. So, but yours should work, and I will guide us through what we need to do. At least I've seen 2 people working. It's working for you too?
I see downloading.
You're still downloading?
Yeah.
Oh my God. If you're still downloading, I want to see whether you can use another file. Okay, do you have week, is it week 8? We started Angular week 8, right?
Yes.
We started Angular week 8. Check if you can download, or if you have it on your machine, what we did in week 8 that has the front end and the back end. You know the front end, we did the Angular, we created the nav bar and everything to a point before we switched to Sports Store. You can use that as well from the week 8. I just need maybe 2 or 3 more people so that it will just be only 2 people that is working in class this morning. So if you go to your week 8, when we started Angular, the final, if you can still track back what you have on your computer or your machine, you you can open that week 8. If it's taking it, have you finished unzipping? And it's running, beautiful, right? So if you look at it, you see the bookstore. I'm yet to create the CRUD operation and the authentication for that. Have I created? No, for the Angular part, but let's use it. Since we have our server and our backend, that's why we are using. For the sports store we are using a fake server, JSON server, right? So I might need to create the server.js file again for that. So we don't have that, that's why we are using this. Okay, so as we are trying to download, remember we are using the GCP, the Google Cloud Platform. So the first thing you need to do, we need to download the G-Cloud SDK. G-Cloud SDK. So let's go to our browser window. So if you are unable to unzip, just open the one we did, maybe the EJS we did. Or after EJS when we started Angular, if you still have that file, just run it. Run your node mod. If it's working, you are still good to go. Right. It's just that for that you only have your nav bar. You only have your nav bar. Right. So let me just hold on maybe 5-10 minutes, then we will start the okay, so are we all doing, at least I want to have at least harmful so are we out there? Are you there? Are you there?
I just unzip it and I put my note.
Yeah. Have you launched it? It's running. Okay, it's running. It's connected to your database. Okay, go to the local host. Go to your browser window, local host. Browser window, local host. I think it's running on 3000. Be sure the application is running. I just want to be sure that everybody is. Okay. Who else is still unzipping? Who else is still unzipping? Are you almost there? Okay, let's just start up. Right. So the first thing, we need to create an account, or we need to download the G Cloud SDK. Right. So let's first of all create an account. To create the account, go to Google, type Google Cloud Platform. Let's try and log in. Go to Google, type Google Cloud Platform. Enter. Then you can say free, create free account. So you need to create a free account. So open the create free account in another browser window. You can say get started for free or start free. So you put in your log in with your Gmail. So I'm sure, so for you, I already have an account. So for you, it might prompt you to fill up some few things. You will need your credit card details, please. But it won't charge you. If you read what you have on the right hand side, please read that. It says it's just taking your credit card details to ensure that I've already signed in, so you won't see that part. You won't see that part. You won't see that part. Are you there already?
It asks for
Second one, create account.
authentication.
Free. Go back. Okay, yeah, they're using Chinese. Yeah, so it starts free. Go. We are not here yet. I said go. Click that. Go to the Google. Go to Mr. Google. Type Google Cloud Platform. Still keep that you have. We'll still come to that. Google Cloud Platform. Just want to be sure you have an account or you are able to. This is just confirm. Then we'll go back to that. So use your. So by the side, it says you put in your credit card details. It's not going to charge you. You just want to be sure that you are not a robot. Right? Please read that information very well. So you put in your credit card details. Once you are done, to tell you to do some few things. Then once you are done, you let me know. I have already done that, so that part is not showing up for me. Right? Mine is just logging. So mine is just log in because I've already created the account. But if you are yet to create the account, it will take you. Excuse me. It will take you to where you need to fill in your details.
So here it asks me
You can just put any organization, whether small or others. Yeah. Then you check. Okay, you don't like the details. Yeah, so just fill up and that. So I'll just give us some few minutes to fill that up. Okay. Are we there? So fill up all those details. If you are done, you let me know so that we can. But you are not filling everything up. So create a free account. So create a free account. Just put me out. So if you create a free account, you tell you to put your get started. Okay, so I'll still hold on for some of us. So having signed up, by next time you won't see your signing up. This is what you will see, just for you to log in. So are we there? Yeah. Oh, hold on, there you are. Okay, so if you go to, are we all done? Let me just hold on. Everybody done? Okay. So if you are done, you can just continue in that step, or you go to the browser and type cloud.google.com. Open another browser tab. So it's still cloud.google.com. So it will take you, then you sign in. So once you click on sign in, since you already signed in, right, you will see the console and you will see your logo maybe for your name. Right? So click on the console. So you have my project. Click on my project, give your project a name. So my project, are we all there? My project, new project, I hope I've not used all my new project. Then you give your project a name. Let me say store 678, or you can say bookstore whatsoever. This is bookstore that we are using. Then you click on create. So you click on create. So it should create your project for you. Yours should be successful. I have so many, so yours should be successful. Mine says I've reached my account quota. If you are doing it for the first time, it will just show you green, not red, right? I have to do it 2-3 sections. I have to do it several times to be sure it's working. So don't look at what you're seeing now on the screen. Just I have to delete all those projects. Right. So after creating that, are we all there? Did this create name? Yeah. What's your name? Name of project. Were you able to create that? Hmm? Okay. Were you able to create it? Okay. So were you able to create that?
Yeah.
Okay. Everything good? Fine, fine. Mine. Yeah, click on it. New project. Then give your project a name. Then you click on create.
Thank you.
Okay. So the next thing we are going to enable the compute engine, and also will enable the billing. Don't worry, they won't take your money, but we need to enable it in order for G-Cloud to give you access. So to enable the compute, go to this gear where you have your Google Cloud. Click on it. Sorry, mine is already open. If it's not open, you can scroll down to see more. Locate where you have compute engines. Compute engine. Scroll down all the way. You need to enable the compute engine. Click on it. Compute engine. Once you click on it, don't look at what I have here. You have two buttons which says enable and
Try this API.
also enable. Click on enable. You need to enable it. Enable. Right. If you don't enable it, if you want to deploy it, to still bring you back to come and enable the compute engine. So are we all there? Don't look at mine. You know mine, I've reached my limit. So I'm just.
Was that compute engine?
So compute engine, did you get where it is? Scroll down. Compute engine. Yeah, just click on it. It has created the instance. Just go. Okay, so enable. So enable the compute engine. So once you are done enabling the compute engine, we also want to enable the billing. So go back to that gear, billing, click on billing. Click on billing, you still see the two buttons, click on enable, right? Are we all there? So yeah, just hold on. Once it's done, you go back, you go to that gear again, pull it down, then billing. Don't look at what is up there. I have exceeded my limits. So but just follow the instruction.
Sorry, what should we do after that?
Sorry. Click on enable. Once you go to billing, click on enable the billing.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
This one.
Okay, it will create an instance. It will create an instance for you. Once you enable the billing, it will create an instance.
I got this.
Yeah. Did you get what you got? Are you? Yeah. So enable the billing.
And then create instance.
No, just enable the billing. Have you click on enable the billing?
I can't see anything.
Yeah, that's the one.
Billing. Wait.
Scroll down.
Yeah. Okay.
It's already
It's enabled. If it's not, if none of it is enabled, by the time you are deploying, it's going to tell you to go back and it's going to give you the link. Okay. Huh? Free.
Free instance. Do we have to press that or just leave it?
Just leave it. Just leave it. Once you enable the billing, there is no enable. Maybe same as what he had. Just leave it there. Just leave it. If it's not activated, by the time you are trying to deploy, it will tell you and it will give you the link. Billing. In your billing, do you have anything like set account? Is it telling you to set your account in your billing? Not yet. After enabling. Okay. So the next thing, we have to download the SDK. Without the Google SDK, you cannot do anything. So to download the SDK, open another tab in your browser window. Let me put the address on the screen. https://cloud. The documentation is online. So cloud.google.com/SDK. Enter. So that it will give you the instruction on how to install the SDK. So that is https://cloud.google.com/SDK. Enter. So try it free or get started. So if you have get started, it will, if you click on get started, to take you to this documentation. Install the Google Cloud CLI. To do that, you scroll down. If you are using Windows, if you are using Mac, if you are using Chromebook. So I'm using Windows. If you click on Windows, to download the CLI, just click on this download. Download the Google Cloud CLI. I'm using Windows, so click on that. It will download it, then you need to open and run it. So once you are done downloading, open. So once you open, if you are using Windows, you should have this. Are we there?
Yes.
So check. You want it to, if you want to use a reader mode to run the reader screen. Also check for to help make Google Cloud better automatically, if you want it anyway. Then next. So I agree. Then all user, not a single user, all user. Remember, you're going to be working in. So all user, next. So I already have it anyway, but let me just follow the process. Yes. Then the part where it's going to install it, download and install it. Next. Then install. So I'm going to stop mine. Please don't stop yours because I already have it. You can see it's giving me that message. So I'll say no. But you continue until you get to finish, right? So are we done? Okay, are we all there? Are we done? Are we done? Can we move on to the next step? So go back to your application, your VS code. Is everybody done? Okay, those using Mac, let's give them a few seconds. So those using Mac, I'll just give you a few seconds. I know the Windows is much more faster.
No, it's slow.
Not so.
It's slow for me too. I could say installing components. It's just taking a while.
Are you using Mac?
No,
Windows.
Yeah. I mean,
Really?
it's a fake Mac. That was Apple stupid. It's almost done.
Oh, it's almost okay. So I'll just give some few seconds. I understand. I understand because this I've made up my mind. Next semester I'm going to get a new laptop just for this course alone. I think it's worth having to save myself the headache.
I think it's working.
So, okay. So let's just hold on. Some of our friends are still at least the render. If you're able to get this GCP, the render is not that difficult. So we'll quickly do that then. Let me be checking the time. Huh? Are you using Mac? Oh, I'm not the right person to ask for anything on Mac. So, but I think we are going to run that. Is this something?
Yeah, I downloaded it.
You have downloaded it. So have you run it? That downloaded?
Yeah, I just created it.
So I don't know if there's any execute stable file. So are you done? I think you use Mac as well.
Yes.
You're using Mac as well. Okay. I think it's the best person you can connect with. Okay, so maybe please try yeah. I'm using Windows. So
Just put it in there.
running.
It's weird. It's like creating backdrop application. All of this, it's changing. It's doing stuff, but it's just.
You can keep the first version you are running. You just install that version. Yes.
Well, I hope it's done. I hope it's not just done.
No, I saw that movie. It's the weird part. Now it's standing still.
Then you can press it.
You want to terminate it, just be sure it's in.
Once you don't move there. Okay, then you have to stop slash.
You look good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. That's what's not. Yeah.
So if you are using Mac, let someone help you out with that.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Done. Is it done?
Fine.
Okay.
Just need to
Then still certificates.
Let's log into the
Okay. So I will give us a few seconds more to complete for those of us. So once you are done, just go to your, once you are done, it's still loading? It's still loading? Wow. So let me just be patient. Okay, so I'll just be patient. Okay, so I'll just give some Is it done?
No, still loading.
It's still loading. Just hold on, be patient, just hold on for it to come on. You didn't terminate the other time, right? You did not terminate. Okay, so hold on for it. Hold on for it to come. The same happened to him. So I'll just be a little bit patient with us. So once you are done with that, we'll go back to our VS Code, the terminal of the application in the VS Code.
Are we going to use the Angular or the
You can deploy anyone, but let's deploy the whole application now. Yeah. But in your project part 4 release, you are meant to deploy Angular separately and the backend separately. Right? So that means you have to change, right, your directory. Do you understand?
the backend would be the EJS?
The backend will be the one we did for EJS.
Okay.
That is your client, right? Or what did we call it?
No, the Angular was a client.
Okay.
But then the server and all of that.
It's the one we are running now.
The server is the EJS.
Yeah, that is what we are running now.
Okay.
Right. So what you do for the client now, you change your directory and you do save. Right. So okay, so going back to hello. The one we are deploying now, you are deploying the backend, right? What we are doing now. Your project part 4 release, the final release says the back end and the front end. So let me go back to where is that file? The PDF. Right. So your project part 4 is already open, is in week 11. It says front end and back end. Front end and back end, right? You know our front end is the Angular that we started, we didn't complete, but we completed it in Sports Store. Our back end is what we are doing now, right? So to deploy the front end, just CD, change your directory to, I think, client. In this case, client, which is the bookstore, is our front end, right? For the Sports Store, the client is Sports Store, right? What we are deploying now is the back end. Once you are done with that, the front end, you go back, just CD, change your directory to the front end, whether client or Sports Store. Then you do the same thing. So that means you are doing 2. Do we get that? I hope we all got that. That's part 4. So it's okay. So is everybody, is it done for everyone? It's still loading. Oh my God. I'll still give some time. My French, away from my French. I'll give some time. So for those of you that are in for those of you that is already working for, right? If it's already working for you, go back to your VS Code, that's your application. At the terminal, you type G cloud init. Enter.
So we CD into the.
Don't CD anywhere. Just go to that terminal. We are deploying we are doing the back end, right? You started the back end already, so let's complete that. Then for the front end, you can CD and enter the client or Sports Store, right? We would have used the Sports Store, but for the Sports Store, we didn't create the server. Remember, we are just using the fake server, JSON server, right? So maybe I'll try and create the server for the Sports Store. I don't want to promise because I need to look at the Firebase too. I need to look at the Firebase. If not, I would have created the server for the there's server.js for the front end, that Angular. I would have used that. But since we have the front end and the back end here, that is why we are using this one, right? Okay. So for your front end is not completed yet in this application, but you can do that up for the sports store and complete it. Okay. So if you are there, just at that terminal, just type G cloud in it. If you are successful. If you are not successful, if you still loading, just take your time because you need to complete that before you type this command. Make sure G cloud in it. G cloud in it. Are you there? Did you run your node one the other time?
So I have to copy this code.
Don't copy that code. You're not copying any code. You have it downloaded already?
Yeah.
Go back to your terminal. Remember I said you should try your application if it's working. Node one. Did you run node one?
It's running.
If you run node one, if it's running, you have to stop the server from running before you issue that command. Hello? Make sure you terminate the server if it's running. Control C. Then you run G cloud init. Have you done that? Okay. Let me see what so that I can mine is not coming. Let me see whether mine will come up just to fake it so that you can see what is going on.
Do we use the first configuration or make a new one?
Just give me a second. Let me see if I can fake it here so that I'll tell you what to do. G cloud. Else I'll have to stand over someone and tell you what to do. G cloud init. Let's see if it comes up. Though I know my application is crashing, it will not deploy anything. Okay, beautiful. So you choose. Is it okay now for my friends? So go to your terminal. Go to your terminal. Stop the server from running. If it's running, stop Control C. Stop it. Stop it, Control C. Once you stop it, then you go to. Sorry, don't let me describe those that are already there. You type G cloud init. Let me move this up. So G cloud init. Once you type G cloud init, just choose one. Don't create a new configuration. Let it re-initialize the configuration setting, the settings you have created already, right? So choose one. Hello? Choose one. Okay. Choose one. Select one. Enter. So it's going to show the details of your login. Let me move it up a little bit. So if you want to log in with a new account, but I would advise you keep the first account. So choose, you will see your email. So one. Use one. Right, so now say you should pick your cloud project that you want to use. It's going to deploy it as a project. So here we have from 1 to enter an ID. I would just advise you from 1 to maybe from 3 to 10, right? The one that has an ID. From 3 to 10. You can choose other option, enter a project ID, that is you create your own ID. So just pick from, this is a default, you can use anyone from that. So let me choose, let me choose another one, let me say 8. I think I use up to 1 to 5. So you can use from 3 to 10, one that has the ID that has been created. So I'll just say 8, enter. So it's going to, just give you some information in case you need help, blah, 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 what you need to do. Okay. Let's see, before we deploy, before we say G Cloud app deploy, before we deploy it, let's check the authentication. Type G Cloud auth login. Let's see that. G Cloud auth login. Let's see that. Let's just confirm. G Cloud auth login. us do one verification. We are going back to show you your. Did it show you anything?
Show me.
Your project ID.
I choose the project
ID and
then
everything.
It asks me about the default country region or state.
Okay, let me say G. Let me type it here whether it will work. Hot login. Huh?
Work for my one.
Gcloud auto. It will take you back to where you need to sign in. Then you just say allow. Right? Once you choose your that email address, you say allow. Go back. Which one did I use? Okay. So once you say allow, did we all get that? Once you say allow, it will show you to tell you are now logged in as your email address and the project ID that you have selected, right? The project ID that you have selected will show up. If you want to change it, you can run this command, but I'm not changing, right? Do we all have this? Do we all have this? Okay. Just do the authentication, that is. So the next thing for us to be able to deploy this application, we need to create a file in the root directory called app.yam. app.yam in the root directory. So how do we create that? Just go to, you can see the app.yam. I've already created mine. Don't mind my application that is crashing. Wherever you create it, you have to move it to the root directory. That is just what I want to. Let me create it on. If you create it on the client anywhere, new file, app. I have it already, so I will create again. You create app. You type app. Let me bring it out. app.yaml. 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 If you create it and it's inside any folder, please click and drag it all the way down out to the root. Just if you click it and it's inside any folder, it should be at the bottom, at the root. So click and drag it. If you don't take it to the root directory, there's going to be an issue when you are deploying. It should not deploy, right? So once you do that, if you have done that, so open the. If you have done that, have you all done that? It's empty now. So go to your terminal. You need to check the version of the node you are using because you will need it to be able to run that application. So node space dash version. So it will tell you the version of the node you are. So I have 16.18.1. So just take the first 2 digits. Mine is 16, whatsoever it is. Go back to that app.yam file, open it. Open it. So once you open the app.yam file now, you need to type this command run time :space. Make sure there is a space. If you don't put space there, it's going to so run time leave a space, then Node.js, then the version Node.js, mine is 16 all together. Node.js 16. Save it. So save it. Once you save, go back to your terminal. You want to deploy the application now. You type the command. I hope you have saved. Gcloud app deploy. So you type this command, Gcloud deploy. Enter. So once you have typed that, to save it, go back to your terminal. At the terminal, type G Cloud App Deploy. Shows error. So let me see, what error does it show? So if it shows error, it will give you a link. Will it give you a URL? There's a URL there, sorry. Here you have that HTTP something. Yeah. Copy where that here. So if you have an error, do you have any error? Did you deploy it?
Yeah, it did
Give
actually.
you a link.
For what
It's
reason?
running all to 100%.
It asks what reason.
Then it says yes, so you have to say yes. Enter. So it will compile up to 100%, show you some few things. You say yes or no, say yes. Once you say yes, it keeps compiling your application, right?
Yeah, so it's uploaded.
So it's uploading. At the final, it will give you the URL. So hold on the control key, click on the URL, or you copy the URL and put it in the browser. If you have an error, it's going to show you a link, HTTP whatever, right? That means you did not enable, you have not enabled whether the compute engine or the reading. So copy that HTTP URL, go and paste it in the browser window, enter. Then it will prompt you that you have to enable. That's why you need to enable the. Hold on. Sorry, can I pick it up because I can't. I can't see HTTP for G Cloud Deploy.
I'm using 18 right now. I'm just gonna change it to 16.
I want to check whether I gave you any URL. So it's copy that URL. Have you copied it? Go to the browser window, paste it in the browser. Go and open Google. Another tab.
That is the
Another tab. Another browser tab. Right? Paste it inside. Go. Just do what I asked you to do.
that is the link that
It brought you to.
that is the link that
You already copied.
Oh, it's telling me something is wrong then. Okay, do the command again. Type the command again. Did you do? Okay, if you have error, check your YAM. Hold on. Click this thing all the way out. Bring it out. Bring it down.
Yeah, this is the same error.
Yeah, okay, save it. If you have that error, go and check that the app.yam. You need to move it to the root folder.
yeah, it's working now.
It's working now. Yeah. So if it's not working, go and check. That has to be in the root of that. Where is it?
Because I got the same error.
Yeah. So you need to move it out all the way. Then go back and save. Your YAM file, did you add anything? Did you type this? Okay, save it again. Then go and run it. Is it working? Is it working? That means the YAM file, is it at the root? Hold on.
That means like you have to go to environment variable because it's not reading it.
It's not reading it.
Yeah.
If you have, okay, so if it's complaining about your environment variable, look at that and go and put it in your environment variable. Right. So is it working? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's working? Did you
It asked me to choose the region.
choose your region? Right. Choose, I think, is it, do you have US Central there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
17.
You can choose 17, US Central.
Okay.
choose 17 US Central. But if you have error that you are going to put something in your environment variables, please follow that instruction as well. Follow that instruction. I can see something. If it says you should put something in your environment variable, that means it's not reading it. So you need to go and put that part. Remember, as you go to your environment variable, your system, then once you open, you click on edit. So just follow the instruction that you have there. Then what did it say? Yes, yes. Continue, yes. Just hold on. It's going to load. Right. So it's working for you now?
Yeah.
Did you open the browser window? US Central, what did you choose there?
I have like choose the farm.
Let me see. What do you have to scroll down. You are not completed yet. So you choose 17 US Central.
17.
Hold on. Yeah, enter. So hold on for it. Yes, why? Enter. I told you don't need to put save. You did not save. Have you saved?
It's also this way.
Okay, so go back. I hope it's not the same thing she has. You need to modify. Hold on. Hold on, it's running it. Okay, who is there? So it worked. You are able to deploy your application. Bravo. So one person. Good. It's still running. Just hold on. So my friend, what's going on? So let me turn it off. Go back. What did you run that you're having this error? Did you say G? No, not init. You need to. You have done init. You are deploying now. After you have done this, you have to do G cloud app deploy. App deploy. You are not doing it. You are doing as you are deploying now. Init means you are trying. You have done that init earlier on. Didn't you do it? The init was the first thing we did when we switched to Visual Studio. But we are deploying supposed to be I think somebody had that issue. Let me ask. T cloud.
You say my word
Sorry.
is not important.
Let me see. Let me see if I have a. Sorry.
Yes. Only support.
Yeah, so-
By 16, not 18.
It only supports
16.
not 18.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not deploying it.
So I should change back to 16.
If you change 16, if you change it to 16, will it deploy? Try it. So who is having the error? Who has this error? Internal command or do you have any error like that? It's not an external or it's not an internal command. The cloud init. Did you download the SDK? Did you complete the download of the SDK? Okay, I'm going to grab my friend. Hello. Come and help my sister. So that we all be on the same page. Then we'll take the, let me look at the time. So we'll now do the render. Is it working now? Okay. So you need your friends. You need your friends in this course. I've said this when we started. That is why we made it a good project. So deploy it now finally. Okay, so I'll just give us a few seconds to complete that. So if it's not working for you, but it should work whichever way. So I'll just give some few minutes, then we'll take the render.com. We use the render. So Heroku, we know how to deploy to Heroku. GCP, we know how to deploy to GCP. Then we'll go and take render, and also let's see that we can use AWS. So I'll just give us a few seconds as we network to complete that. So is it working now? So what happened?
You just have to close Visual Studio and open it up again.
Oh. Okay, go ahead. So. Okay, keep that app going then. To say some things, you need to choose your religion, 17, yes, and some other things. And at the long run, to show you the URL, just copy the URL to the browser window or put down your control key and click. Okay.
We're gonna need this for our project.
You need to update for a project. That's what I've explained. Your project, that part 4 that I've explained, the back end and the front end. What we have deployed down is your back end. The front end is your Angular. So how do you do that? You CD, change your directory to, I don't know the name of the front end application. Remember we did the sports store, we also did bookstore, we said client. So CD client, do this all over again as well. So you have the URL. Right. 17. We have 17, the US Central, yeah. 17. 17, enter. Yes. Once you say yes or no, just hold on for it. Are we all there? Some of us are. Okay, so I'll still give some few seconds so that we'll now go to render.com.
Login, so it's like Gcal or login, and then you can put up your Google login things.
You use the reason why you want the USC like.
And you can start a cloud app for allow.
Okay.
Go back.
Professor?
Yeah.
It's asking for the location.
Location 17, that's US Central.
US Central.
Yeah,
17.
17.
Okay.
Enter. So if you scroll, it says yes, then choose yes. Just hold on, it's still loading. So once you say yes, I think which other option? It will load in, compile 100%, do some few things. At the long run, it will give you the URL where you have the application. Copy it and paste it in the browser window, or you hold down your control key and click on it, it will open it. Okay, I'll just give us some few seconds. How far is it?
If we successfully want to
Then we'll go to render.com.
it should show like this when you finish. Already, it show like this.
So go back to VS Code. Go back to your VS Code. Type G-Cloud app. G-Cloud. So if you don't enable anything, it will give you that error, but it will give you the URL. So just copy that URL to the browser window, enter, to tell you what to do. Just enable. It will allow you to not enable the compute engine and the video, and maybe some things also by default. So is it
16,
still
right?
good? Okay. Let me just be patient so that we'll get that, then we'll go to render.com. So it's working.
Mine is showing error somewhere.
Okay, let's see the error. Does it give you a link? In the error,
Yeah, this is it.
okay, copy that link. You have almost 2 links. Copy this one.
I'm trying it on DK.
Go to the browser window. Place it, enter. Hold on for it. Go back to your VS Code. Let's see the first one. There's a link. This one. From HTTP. Open another browser. Why is it faded? And you did everything.
I did everything.
What did they say? Go and check again. Go and check. Don't need to deploy it.
Yeah, I did deploy.
It's still working.
This one?
Yeah.
I deployed again.
Yeah, it's still loading. Let's see. Let's hope. Okay, so let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Huh?
Yeah, so we can.
Try. Okay, try the first one, then try the second one too. Else you have to. I think you are having the same error with him. Try the HTTP, the first one. Not everything. Copy from where you have HTTP. The first. Excuse me. No. The first HTTP.
Yeah.
Take it one after. Yeah, not up to this point. That's the end of it. No, this is another one.
Oh,
Right. This is another one. That's why I said you just.
think it's done.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked.
Okay, maybe you come and help me assist her. That she's having the same error as you are.
I'm
Just
not working this.
Oh,
Can you help me?
Just
let me assist her.
do
She's
that
having.
again. Just do that again. So you.
I hear you. So you just so yeah.
There's the link that show, but
Let me see.
I don't know what happened.
Go back. Okay. Okay, maybe you do it again.
Yeah.
I think this is the same thing you have.
It worked.
Okay, so
You try.
follow what it's doing, right? Yeah, it had the same thing. Showing failed. So, are we all successful on this side? Is it working? Version 18. Okay. Okay, yeah. Version
Oh,
18. Somebody changed from
yeah.
18. I'm trying to see where I saw that error. Somebody, were you using version 18 or 16? Hello?
18, but I left it at 60 because it doesn't support the vision.
Because how did you install or you just changed to 16?
I just put it back, like I literally just changed the numbers back to 16.
Okay, just do that. Change from, just replace it with 16. Let's see. Click save.
Because it says that the vision isn't supported yet, so we just have to like,
Maybe they are yet to create a configuration that.
Just
Yes, right. So if you are having 18, just change that runtime, Node.js. Instead of saying 18, just put 16 there. Do we all get that? If you are having version 18 and it's giving you an error, just go and change the runtime, Node.js, just change it to 16. Don't bother reinstalling or downloading new JS version. So are we there? Okay, some of us are still working. I'll just give it a few seconds. Because I really want us to take that render. The render.com is straightforward. You don't need your credit card details. Simple. Is it working now?
Are we gonna use it with Firebase?
Firebase, that will be next week. Let me go and digest it.
and then after that,
I'm still trying to process Firebase. So,
exports.
so the video is there, the link to the video is there. So let me digest and see how we can, summarize and do the big instead of read through everything.
Because you have to do that for part 4, right?
Huh?
You have to do the.
No, the part 4 release, do you need Firebase? You don't need Firebase for part 4 release. Part 4 release, part 4 release, unless we have part 5, but for part 4, like what I projected earlier, this is part 4, right? This is part 4, project part 4, final release. You are meant to the backend should be deployed to a new web app container on a cloud provider, just like what we are doing now, right? Then after that, your front end also, you have to deploy it separately. That's why I said maybe you need to CD to that front end, right? Then you do that.
Well, what's the front end and what's the back end? Like, is
The
it-
back end is what we have just done. Remember the front end is the Angular application that we are developing,
Yeah.
right? So that's our front end.
And then is the back end like the data and everything, or is
The
it?
back end is that where we have our server. Yeah. Remember the first one we did? The EJS, we had the server running there. So that's why we deployed that. That's the back end. So for the front end, you have to CD, right? Or if you can't CD, if it tries to be AWS, you will see the 2 folders, right? If it's AWS, you have the 2 folders, right? So you upload one to deploy. Once you are done, you do another deployment, you go and upload the other folder if it's AWS. If the time permits, we will save. But since we are not using AWS now, we have deployed the server, right? Just CD into that folder and do for the front end. And do all this again, all over, right?
Can we put a f.yaml in the?
So we are already using MongoDB. Hello. We are using is it MongoDB Atlas or Firebase recommendation? We are already using MongoDB Atlas. We are already connected to the MongoDB Atlas, so you can complete your project with this. Right. Firebase, next week we look at Firebase. We look at Firebase next week. So let me try and summarize and see what is in there. I've never used Firebase before, so let me. Because week 11 we are meant to do Firebase today, right? This week, but I said we should move to week 12 because of Europe, the fear of Europe, right? But it was just recently I discovered that Europe, you can just put your credit card and you are fine, right, with it. So if I discovered that earlier on, maybe we would have done Firebase the next week. But it's good now so that you can, your project path for everything can work smoothly. Is it working now? It's working. Oh, is it working for everybody?
Yes.
It's working for everybody. Is it working for you
Yeah,
now?
it's working.
Okay, I'm so happy and grateful. And I'm grateful to everybody that have assisted one way or the other, right? Trust me, when 229 you leave your friends because you are not yet an expert, right? Before you can become an expert, even an expert still needs to debug, look out for error message and see how he or she can, you understand? So you need your friends in this course, like I mentioned when we started the course. So let's do the render now. So we know how to use Heroku, we know how to use the GCP. Let's go on to render. Then if time permits, we look at AWS is simple and straightforward. You need to put in your credit card details, but for that, you have to remove. It's not like GCP to start billing you maybe after 1 year or before 1 year. I don't know. You have to disable it. But for that AWS, just upload the folder. You can use Beanstalk or IAM. So we'll use the Beanstalk. But let's go to render. So go to your browser window. Go to your browser window. Go to render.com. Type render.com. Render.com. Okay, let me take this off now. So render.com. So get started for free. You need to sign up. If I say get started for free, I already have an account. So don't look at my own here. Right?
Can we sign up with our college email or just?
You can use any email. So I have deployed 3 now. 3 applications 2 hours ago. This is yesterday, this is today, this is today. Right. So render.com. So once you go to render.com, you won't see this. You have to sign up, right? And as you are signing up, please open your GitHub repository because you are going to connect your GitHub to render. So let me see. You will see scroll down where you have GitHub. Let me go back to that render.com. Let's see. Let me go back. Gits, push, gits. Okay. If you click on get started, what do you have? Let me see.
Oh, you can sign up with GitHub?
You sign up with GitHub, right? That's what I want to see because I already have mine, so you will see the process because mine is already existing. So sign up for render GitHub. Click on GitHub, not GitLab. GitHub. So you're going to connect your GitHub to render. So it should be send your verification, like a verification code to the email.
Yes.
So click on get started for free, then put in your details, then connect your GitHub. So once you pop up your GitHub, type in your GitHub web service.
The website?
Yeah. So click on web service, GitHub, right? Do all repositories so that you can see all your repository installed. Okay. So, I hope we are all there. Are you there? Web service, click on web service, yeah. Then Git connect, scroll down, all repository, leave all repository, install. Then, okay, so you have to access to your GitHub. Okay, so if you are there, just hold on. Are we there? GitHub, use GitHub. Okay, so put in your details. So if you are there, once you connect, you will see all your repository, all your repo, right? Oh, I should have asked us to push. Oh, okay. This, on your VS Code, the application that we have now, I want us to push it to GitHub. Or, hold on, or do you have any of the applications you have pushed to GitHub already?
Yes. Yes.
You have it already? Okay, so we'll use that one. So instead of pushing it. So we'll use that one. So once you connect your repository to that, right? You will see all the repository all what you have there, you will see it. Then the next thing you need to create. Sorry, can you go back? What was the next one? Sorry.
Choosing the connect to the project.
Yeah, after what do you choose?
I choose.
After you have to choose your repo, right?
Yeah.
So you choose the repository you want to deploy, right? Where you have your application that you want to deploy. So once you click on connect, right?
Yes.
So once you click on connect,
You go to this page.
it will bring a page where you have to put the name.
Region.
When you are there, please let me know because there are some few things you need to do there. Okay, so put a name, a name that you want to give your application. Yeah, okay, you are pushing to the master, right? Node, okay, so if you scroll down, make sure it's Node that you are using.
Yes.
At times we tell you Python or make sure it's Node and make sure you are using the master or main branch. Master or main branch. Scroll down. Okay, create web service. Create web service.
Like the service type.
Okay, so you hold on for it. It's deploying it now. Start. I hope there won't be any error. So node. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Create web service.
Do we have to change the big now?
Don't change anything since it's node
Yes.
application. Yeah, you need to check that and make sure you're deploying it here. Click on create.
Yeah, I signed in.
Click on that. It will come out to start deploying. You have to hold on for it. So to start. I hope if there is no error, you should be able to deploy. That was why I wanted us to use the application that we already deployed, that we know is working. So hold on. Okay, so which of the repository you want to connect to? Which one is okay? Don't choose anyone. Make sure the one that is doing is okay, that has the front end and the back end. Okay, just click on connect. Then give your application a name.
New.
Hold on, it is web service. Web service.
Okay, new web service.
GitHub.
Connect application.
Oh, did you sign in before? Have to go back and sign in. Master. Scroll down. Choose node, yeah. You have to change that to node. Else scroll down. Scroll. Create web service. So hold on. Waiting for, let's hold on for it. It should show and be deploying. Oh, it said it's empty. The one you chose is empty. So go back and choose the right one. That's why I said look at the one that you know you have content in it. It's empty. So go back. Sign in. No, why are you signing out? Why is it telling you to sign out every time?
Because I have signed it already.
Okay, connect. Yeah, put your enter. You are signing out. You need to put your credentials there. Or go and sign out wherever you sign out. Sign out. Go back to.
Yeah, I signed out.
Okay. No, don't use that. Don't use that. Go back.
I have used it already before.
So I don't know why that's why you are connect.
It's like signing in now.
Okay, sign in now. Let's see. I wanted you to use the GitHub, not
Professor?
the hand. Scroll down. Just a second, please. Install, yeah. Okay, so check the repository that contains, you understand, what you want to deploy. Then you click on connect. Make sure it's the repo that contains all what we have done in class. You understand?
Yeah.
I hope you chose Node.js.
Yeah, I chose
Yeah.
those, yeah.
So let's see. I hope this one is not empty too. If it's empty, it will not, so you have to go back. So have you identified the one that's
Professor 15 minutes.
have you identified the one? If you have identified, you click on connect. Make sure it's one that has content in it and
Yeah, so I tried connecting this one, assignment 2, to this. They're asking this.
go, yeah. So give it a name, give your
Any-
project a name.
any name?
Any name that's any unique name.
Okay.
Then you are deploying the main branch, which is okay. Then Node.js is okay. Node it has to be Node, at times we say Python or something else.
Okay.
So I think you are good there.
Good.
Click on
Great. Okay. Also,
let's hold on.
you told us
Just hold on.
to the mail.
Okay, yeah, so to start deploying now. Don't touch anything here, to start deploying. So once if it's successful, okay. If it's successful, it will show you. If it's successful, it will show you the URL. It will still keep on deploying. Let's hope there is no error. There is no error. Once it's done, it will show you the URL. You click on that URL, it will open. So render is so simple. It's done. Is it working?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's still deploying. Once it's done, it will tell you what it did not fail. Success. Still hold on. Because it's supposed to say live here.
See there.
Are you sure? You have content in that.
They can take. This will stay a few minutes. Let's see.
Was the same field, that's why I say build successful, deploying. Why is the same field? Let's hold on for it. It's also say live here. Be successful, let's say live, and it will give you the URL.
Is it?
Just maybe you have to go back and. Is it working here? Huh?
Like how old is it?
Transferring. In progress. So once it's done, it's also to say live, then we give it the URL.
Mine is iPhone.
You're not trying it out.
It also works.
Okay.
Because it has a graphical.
At least it's working. It's working for you guys.
Yes, it's just generating.
It's not generating, okay. It's still generating, okay. So if it says fail, maybe you have to maybe do it again, because it's saying fail. Because it's saying fail. Let me see, it says view. It's saying failed already. It's supposed to say in progress if it's not yet done. Or live if it's successful and it will show you. Maybe try it again or you choose another. So With that, we are able to deploy